This is a disgrace. I wanted to start off this video by saying that so that the words that I say after don't get ill-interpreted. I love my country. I love to be Argentinian. I love Argentina. I love this team. I love these players. I don't know these players to a personal level to know this, but from what I've seen, I can tell that they are good people and that this single moment does not define them and that it's unfair to judge them off of this single moment. This is still inexcusable. I wanted to go off that. I don't think you can define these players off of this single moment. There is no excuse for this, and this should be punished. There is no room for racism in football. And by singing chants like this, you are showing yourself to be extremely uneducated, and you continue to give a bad image to a country that is already perceived in a negative way around the world. And it's the few moments like this that at times make me feel ashamed of Argentina, which I think is a great country that sadly has a lot of stupid people in it. I wanted to record this video without a script and just going off of my thoughts so that it was actually genuine. So that is what I'm doing here, addressing this situation that, dare I say, I think it's extremely unfair that we are focusing so much on Enzo Fernández just because it was his live stream, because it was basically the entire team going off of this chant, and you can hear it on the recording as well. So I don't want to single out Enzo Fernández on this one. I think that this is a problem of the entire team and that everyone should take accountability for it. Because this goes beyond racism and xenophobia. It's about the lack of education in the Argentine people about other parts of the world and about our own country as well. What makes you Argentine, it's a very vague term. Like, there is no single definition of being Argentine besides just living here in Argentina. Argentina is almost in its entirety a country of immigrants. My great-grandfather was Italian, and on the side of my grandmother, it was German. Her last name is Schneider, for crying out loud. On the side of my grandmother, her grandparent was also German, a German Jew. And Jews are a whole different topic. I know that Argentina here has a huge Jew population, but I know that in football pitches as well here in Argentina there are anti-Semitic chants. You know, they wear weird hats, they came to invade the country, go back to Israel, you know who you are. So I myself, I'm a descendant of immigrants and I have all different kinds of blood inside my veins. And yet I am Argentine because my parents were born and raised here, I was born and raised here. And that's what defines my nationality. By singing stuff like this, like they are all from Angola, your father is Nigerian, your mom is from Cameroon, and stuff like that, you are showing yourself to be extremely uneducated, because 99 or even more % of the national team in France is born and raised in France. And if that doesn't make you French, I don't understand what it does. And I'm so extremely disappointed that this came out. But I'm also extremely confused as to how it even happened. Like, this was after a Copa America win. France isn't even in this tournament. Why are we referring to France on this one? The players didn't sing that, at least to my knowledge, during the celebrations after the Qatar World Cup, where we beat France in the final. So why is it coming out now? Like, that is the part that's make me so confused. Like, why are the players even singing this? Besides, like, all the obviously wrong reasons. And like I was saying, this paints a very negative image of Argentina, which is already labeled as a very racist country out there. Now, the reason why people say this is because the black population in Argentina is extremely low. In fact, less than 1% of Argentines are black people. And of course, a lot of people have given their arguments as to why this is the case, because in the mid-19th century, the black population in Argentina was around a third of the population. So the question that everybody asks themselves is, where did all these black people go? People have pointed out that we forced them to enlist into the military and then send them to die in the front lines of the Paraguay War, or that they died in the epidemic of the yellow fever in 1870, or that they were straight up massacred. Now, this is all false. In fact, in the entirety of the Paraguay War, there were only 2 battalions of black people. If you know how military works, an army is composed of divisions, which is composed of regiments, which is composed of battalions. 2 battalions is like a minuscule amount of people in an army. So no, black people were not sent to the Paraguay War in extremely exaggerated amounts to forcefully wipe them all out. And they also didn't die in a disproportionate way to the white population during the yellow fever epidemic. The explanation as to where all the black people in Argentina went is that they actually didn't go anywhere. They simply got outnumbered during the immigration of millions of poor white European immigrants during the late 19th century and early 20th century. Was this based off of a racist politic? Yes. Domingo Faustino Sarmiento, the president at the time, was definitely a very racist person, and in an attempt to whiten the country, he on purpose chose people from Europe to come to the country. His initial intention was to bring rich people from the United States, the United Kingdom and France. In the end, the country was flooded with Polish, Russians, Spanish and especially Italians. And then those white immigrants mixed up with the black population, and as a result of that, now in Argentina there is a very big mixed race population who don't get counted into the black population surveys. So no, there was no genocide of black people here in Argentina. There was, however, a genocide on indigenous people. This is not a history lesson, but you have to know that it happened, and it's a very bad stain in the history of this country. The Native Americans were almost entirely wiped out here in the country. But now, is Argentina actually a racist country? Yes, it is, but just as much as almost every other country on earth. In fact, Argentina abolished slavery in 1813, before it was even an independent country, and made it a constitutional amendment in 1853 when we finally stopped having civil wars. Argentina has given refuge not only to people from Europe but from South America as well. A huge population of Peruvians, Bolivians, Paraguayans, Venezuelans have come to Argentina and are calling it their new home. And Argentina are giving those people all of the benefits. People from neighboring countries even cross the border to receive attention at the hospitals since we have public health care. On the opposite side of the spectrum, there have been multiple Argentinians who have died at the doors of hospitals in Bolivia after they were neglected attention. So yes, Argentina has a lot of racist people. I don't want to hear again that we are the only country in South America that is racist, or people from the US, the UK, Spain telling us that we are racist. Look within your own borders first, and then when you have solved your own issues, come criticize us. Now, I derailed a lot from the actual situation at hand, which is this chant. And I really thought that this chant had disappeared forever. After we won the Copa America on Sunday, I myself went out to the streets of Buenos Aires to celebrate, and I spent hours there, hours on hours of singing chant after chant after chant. And not a single time I heard this chant be played. After we won the World Cup all the way back in 2022, I heard this chant once. It was in the middle of the plaza, and 4 guys who were in, I assumed, a group of friends, began singing this chant. And you know what the response was? Everyone around them suddenly went quiet. We all stopped jumping, and eventually they got quieted down by another chant who started, and we all started singing again. That gave me a lot of hope. That was exactly the response that I wanted to see from the Argentinian people to that chant. Not give it any attention whatsoever. If someone started it, we all went quiet. And after those attempts to getting everyone to sing that chant failed, I really thought that I wouldn't have to hear this chant ever again. And then this happened. I was so disappointed. I'm so mad that it happened, and I'm so ashamed of these players for actually doing that. And the actual reason why I'm making this video is because no one in Argentina is talking about this. The media here is too focused on the celebrations after the Copa America victory, and now all the drama going on with Boca Juniors. The Copa Sudamericana is about to start, and that is another topic of itself. But the media is too busy covering other agendas to cover this, which is really important because the international media is really going at our country, and deservedly Probably so, we deserve this backlash for this disgraceful incident. But no one here in Argentina is raising their voice about the situation and bringing awareness to the masses. Teis Sports, which is one of the biggest sporting media outlets out there here in Argentina, made this post on Twitter just acknowledging that the French Federation was about to make a statement against us and that they were going to go to court against FIFA. So just a single tweet about the situation, they didn't give it a single minute of screen time. And I replied to that tweet saying that it was the right thing for the French Federation to denounce us and that it's inexcusable and impossible to understand what the players were doing. It was unnecessary and that they should come out with a public apology. And what was the response that I got to this tweet? Suck it. You love French cock with African ascendance. Santiago, 19 years old, I'm 21. They call him Cachorrita. He is Cacho during the day and Rita during the night. That is actually pretty good, I cannot hate on that one. This one is the one that's really bugging me. Saying that the French players are African is not racism, it's a reality. I wouldn't be offended if they told me I was from another country. Racism goes somewhere else. There are too many woke children with too much susceptibility. In any case, when we speak about France being a team of Africans, we do it as a reference to say that it's unfair, because it makes the national team of France better. Racism is the entire opposite. The mental gymnastics, the audacity of this tweet, just to make it that, no, it's not racism, because us saying that they are African is because the black players are actually better. The black players are stronger, they are faster, they are better. So this chant does not speak in a racist way about the French national team. No, we're praising them for having black players because it's an unfair advantage. The mental gymnastics on this guy, it's insane. And just going back to the other responses, which I don't care about, like I'm not affected by them, don't worry. I make a tweet denouncing against racism and I get hit with homophobic slurs. So the response to someone denouncing racism is to hit them with homophobia. To make matters worse, they are doubling down on this one. Like, it's insane. I know it's Twitter and it's filled of stupid people, but this really paints a really negative image of our country. Like, it's insane. By the way, shout out to this only one individual who responded positively to my tweet, saying, look at the percentage of players in the French national team born in Africa and the percentage born in France. They are born, go to elementary school, high school, sing the French anthem since they are little, and they are completely and culturally related to France, and you come and say they are from Angola. So shout out to this only one individual, by the way. So finally, what should be done about this situation? Well, you cannot go back in time. You cannot undo what you guys did. If you are the players, come out, admit that you did something wrong, make a public apology. If you are the AFA, Chiquitapia, make a public statement recognizing that what the players did is wrong. If you face a lawsuit from the French Federation and FIFA, take the blame, pay the fine, whatever you have to do, just take responsibility for once. Even if they touch your pockets, which I know is the thing that bothers you the most, because just like CONMEBOL, the AFA and Chiquitapia only care about money, well, hit them where it hurts them. Find them. Find the AFA, find the players, make them feel bad and ashamed for what they did. Make them accountable. Make them responsible for what they did. They are grown-up adults, and what they did is inexcusable. There are simply things that are not okay in any context. I don't care that it's football. I don't care that it's humor. I don't care that sometimes you may go overboard when you're feeling like excited or you're under the effects of alcohol. I don't care. It's inexcusable to do something like this. It's not okay. And if you don't agree with that, feel free to unsubscribe and stop watching. So that is that. I also wanna apologize to my YouTube members because the last video and this video did not get released 48 hours before for the members, but it's because both the Copa America win and this topic are two topics that I wanted to talk about and release out there immediately. I will promise that the future videos will be released 48 hours earlier for the members. If you're a member of the channel and you want to stay up to date with everything that happens with the membership, please check out the community tab constantly, because there is where I'll be updating everything that is related to the membership. And also follow me on Twitter at Rankinex, so that you can also stay up to date, because up there I'm also going to be notifying you guys about the changes in the membership and whenever something gets uploaded that is for you guys. So yeah, those are basically all of my thoughts. I'm extremely disgusted that this happened with our players after a moment that was supposed to be happy for the nation, and that it paints such a bad image in our country once again. So yeah, stay safe out there, and I'll be seeing you all next time.